Hello guys, I hope you're thriving. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Belchick, and today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the school lunch that my daughter takes to school. These are some of the favorite things my daughter loves to take to school. I hope you enjoy. See you soon. So first things first, if I sound a little nasal, please forgive me. I am under the weather. You guys know we're in rainy season and everybody's getting the heat right now. Okay, so firstly we have Chinese fried rice. You guys, this recipe is one of the simplest things to make. If you have leftover white rice and you have vegetables, you are really good to go. This is one of the favorite things my daughter loves to take to school. I'm so grateful that I have a daughter who does not mind vegetables in her rice. As you can see, she cleared everything. I served her with two grilled chicken breasts, and look at the empty plate. Just imagine this plate. This is exactly how she always comes back with her plate empty from school. Secondly, I think this was a Tuesday, we had roasted plantain. You guys, Nepa showed me shege making this video. I think 3 out of the 5 days there was no light, but I had to make do, so some of the videos appeared dark. I'm really sorry. So yeah, on this Tuesday she had grilled plantain, and one is just enough for her, and I served it with, I think, stew. Yes, I served this particular meal with stew. As you can see, I'm cutting it up into smaller chunks so that it's easier for her to eat in school, and then she won't need her teachers to start meddling with her food. So I try to serve my daughter's food as easy to eat as possible so she can pretty much handle it herself. So yeah, this is how I pack the plantain very neatly. I had to warm up just one tiny grilled chicken using the pan because, you know, I said it earlier, Nepa decided to show us shege. So I was also going to add the sauce, and I think in the sauce I also had a piece of beef. Yeah, that's how you would see pretty soon. Yeah, there you go. This was like a palm oil sauce, and it was so delicious. There was an extra piece of beef there, and as you can see, I'm draining out the excess oil because obviously I don't want to give her too much oil. And she really enjoyed this. Every lunch I give her, most of the time, it's very rare for my daughter to come back with food leftover. She always almost finishes her food. And I've gotten good feedback from her teachers that she does very well with her lunch. So all those meals that she's not particularly excited about, sometimes I actually give her to take to school, and it works pretty well. She finishes it. So whenever I serve my daughter's lunch, I always try to throw in some fruits and vegetables, or sometimes even fruits and vegetables. But in this case, I decided to add coleslaw. I didn't mix in the cream, obviously, because I didn't want it to spoil. And her lunch box that I'm using kind of preserves her meal, so I decided to pack the cream separately. I realized that I had run out of salad cream. Can you imagine, on the morning of? But thankfully I found out that I had bama, it has mayonnaise, so which worked pretty fine. So I like to mix it with a bit of ketchup. That's how she likes it. Me personally, I would have thrown in some soya pepper, but because she was going to school, I didn't want to do that wahala basically, so I just put the ketchup and the bama, that's the mayonnaise, side by side, and she pretty much cleared her salad. I was so proud of her. I would have showed you guys the empty plates, but it would have been repetitions, but I assure you guys that for every meal I made for her this particular week, she finished everything back to back. Look at how aesthetic that looks. I'm someone that I love my food to look appealing to the eyes. Even if I'm not serving for myself, when I'm serving for someone, I like it to look appealing, so I just left it. I could have mixed it, but I decided not to. And then yeah, for her snack on this particular day, I added some cookies. She couldn't definitely finish the cookies, so I had to bring out a few from the pack and put inside this nylon, this sealable nylon. I put about 5 pieces on this day. There are some days where I actually give her like extra snacks depending on the kind of activities that they're going to have. So for example, if I know she's going to have a sports day, I throw in like an extra snack. Or if I know she's going to be in school a little longer than usual, I try to throw in an extra snack. I think this day was a day like that. They probably had, I can't remember the exact activity that they had in school, but it was going to be physically tasking, so I decided to add a bit more snacks for her. So I think I put about 6 or so pieces of the cookies. Naturally I would have put about 4 pieces, but I just threw in an extra 2, you know, just because, like I said, extra activity, or if she decides to share with her friends, I put that for her as well. So yeah, at this point it's time to pack up her lunch bag. I also added some yogurt, very, very important. Every day I either give her a pack of yogurt or a pack of her favorite drink, which you'll see probably in the next meal. So yeah, this is her lunchbox. Very super cute, super girly. I love the colors. I'm just a girly mom, and I love my daughter to also be girly, you know, at least now that I have control over that. You know, when she grows up and she decides, oh, I like blue, I like other colors, that's fine. But for now that I have control over it, she's going to be using her pinks and her purples, okay? So yeah, please guys, remember, before you use a lunch box, this is something that you use every day, at least 5 times a week, and you know, sometimes you find food residue and everything there, and it's not healthy. So what I try to do every day before packing a fresh lunch box is to clean the box with disinfectant spray or disinfectant wipes, depending on what I have. Like, I don't go a day without doing that before packing my daughter's school lunch, because I'm very careful with, you know, her hygiene. So yeah, at the bottom shelf is where I put the lunchbox and her cutlery, and also her bib. I don't know if I put it on this particular day, or I'm sure I eventually remember to put it, because I always pack a bib for her every day so she doesn't stain her uniform. So yeah, on top you can see that this lunchbox is insulated, so it keeps the food hot or cold depending on the temperature you put in. So on top I usually pack her snacks and her fruits for the day. So you can see the coleslaw, the yogurt, the cookies, and the cream for her salad. And we never forget water. Thankfully in her school they have like a dispenser, so even if she runs out of water, although this bottle is quite big, I think it's about 750 milligrams thereabout, she can always refill in school. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So I encourage her to drink a lot of water. So that's pretty much it for this particular day. The next day, it was fries that she was going to have. My daughter loves fries. I try to give her at least once a week. There are sometimes I skip it, but a lot of times I give her fries to school once a week. And once she has fries to school, she really doesn't have fries at home anymore during the week. Once she has taken it to school, that's like her portion of fries for the week, basically. So this is the French fries I love to buy. There are other types that are in the store, but I find myself leaning towards this one. I think because it's not as salty as the rest, I think that's why I like it. And when I fry it, I don't add any extra salt, because obviously I'm trying to raise a healthy child at the end of the day. So I love this particular brand. So if you're someone who doesn't really like your food too salty, I encourage you to get that brand. So right here I'm just packing it up. Like I said, I like my daughter's food looking neat and, you know, appealing to the eye. So I put in a paper towel, 1 ply of paper towel at the bottom, so that even while her food is in the box, it will still soak up any excess oil that might come out. So for her protein choice, I had some grilled chicken as well and a hot dog. I usually buy a pack of boneless chicken breast, and I prep it, and it lasts us about 2 to 3 weeks, like when I cut them in little chunks like this. And it's such a good investment. I buy the one from the Chi brand, that's Chi brand, and it costs about between 3,400 to 3,800 depending on where you buy it from. But if you go to the Chi shop, like the main supplier, you should get it for as low as not more than 3,500. But obviously if you get it from other supermarkets, it might cost a little higher than that. So yeah, that's what I love to use. So I'm just packing up the fries. You can see that I'm arranging them to look presentable. I'm not just like tossing them in. On this particular day, thankfully we had light, so I was in a good mood. The times when there is no light is always so annoying. It makes the work double stressful, it makes it more time consuming, and it annoys me in general, because I have to, you know, get up early, make her lunch, then go get her ready, then get myself ready for work. So it's always a whole process. It takes us about roughly, I'll say 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 45 minutes to, you know, get fully prepared for the day. But I love to I don't love to rush things. I love to take my time to do things. So whenever there's light, it just makes it easier for me to do my thing. And whenever there's no light, it's a whole other process. But that's not the topic for today. So yeah, I'm just arranging the fries. See the way I'm taking my time and arranging this thing. Anyway, so I ensured to wipe the cover of the plate because I think I saw some water which had not drained properly. And yeah, packing up the lunch. I really love this lunch, what do you call this, the food flask now. It keeps our food pretty warm for a long time, and it's been a good investment. So I'm showing you one of the best juices that I gave my daughter. This juice it's so fruity and it's not sweet. Like, it doesn't, the sugar doesn't just hit you, it tastes like the fruit that is displayed, and I really love it. Although it's a bit on the pricey side, but I'd rather spend more money and get quality stuff than spend money on taking my daughter to the hospital. If you know, you know. So yeah, this is one of the juices I tend to lean towards a lot of the time. So yeah, like I told you, I always put a bib every time in her lunchbox to prevent, you know, food stains and all of that. So packing up the lunchbox. Like I said, this lunchbox is super cute. I really love it. So for fruit, she had apple on this particular day, and I think the juice was also apple flavored, if I'm not mistaken. And snack of choice, this is another example of a day where I packed extra snacks because she probably had an extra activity that particular day. So I put in butter biscuits, that's butter cookies, and Welch snacks, and obviously water, which is a constant. And yeah, that was it for this particular day. So this particular day, she wasn't going to be in school for too long, and we had leftover pizza. It looks this way because I cut it up into smaller chunks. Like I said, I don't really like when her caregivers in school or her teachers are, you know, putting their hands in her lunchbox to help her cut up her food. It's just my personal preference, so I'd rather do that myself. So she had leftover pizza, I think 2 slices, and then she had 1 hot dog and 1 grilled chicken as usual. On this day, she had yogurt. So like I said, yogurt on one day, drink the next day, back and forth like that. And for her fruit this day, she had grapes. These grapes look dehydrated because I washed them the night before and put them in the fridge, so they looked a little dehydrated. And I think I saw a sweet randomly in the fridge, and I just decided to toss it in there for no particular reason. So yeah, that was lunch for this particular day. Yeah, see the sweet, I'm tossing in the sweet here. I was using one hand to vlog on this day because like I said, there was no light and I was in no mood to start using my tripod stand. I was just using one hand to wing it, and I was not happy. But we have to do what we have to do, right, so that you guys will be entertained. So yeah, I finished packing the bottom part. I couldn't zip it for some reason, so I just had to find a way to put the fruit. This yogurt is not sweetened, if I'm not, yeah, it's not sweetened. So sometimes I tell her teachers to, like the day she takes yogurt to school, to pull her fruits into the yogurt so that she has it together, and it goes really well. Look at the struggle now to close this lunchbox. See the way I was struggling, but I ended up doing it too, and I was so proud of myself. And our trusty water as usual. So this is the last day. I think this is the 5th day by now, and on this day she had mashed potatoes. So she had 2 potato dishes this week. She had mashed potatoes, and you guys, the compliments that her teachers gave me after this meal was just so interesting. They're like, they've never really seen her, like, she eats her food on a regular day, but she was really, like, she was making, I don't know how to explain it, like they just were trying to tell me that she really enjoyed the food, that she was so excited, she ate it, she was happy, she was doing, you know, that food dance when you do now, that you do when you have a food that you love. That was the feedback I got from her teachers. I made this recipe myself, made the gravy myself. I didn't really follow any recipe for the gravy. I just, you know, I have an idea of how a gravy is supposed to be made, but obviously I had to throw in my vegetables because we don't play with our vegetables around here. So I'm just trying to make the potatoes look nice. This mashed potatoes was very creamy, very smooth, really yummy. I'm not surprised that she enjoyed it. For that day, I think I ran out of chicken, so I had to use hot dog. this particular week she had a lot of hot dogs. I promise you she doesn't have this many hot dogs in a week, but I just had to make do with what I had on this particular week. And yeah, that was it. Packing up the lunch. On this day, I think she also had grapes. Yeah, she had grapes to school, and she had Ribena. So apart from that other juice I showed you, this is my next go-to. Those are the 2 basic drinks, and maybe sometimes Capri Sun. Those are the only 3 drinks that she takes to school. Anything outside of that, I'm really not interested. I told you guys I was already running out of things. I had to go for food and grocery shopping, but I just managed everything this week. You can even see my fruit is not looking as much as it usually does. But yeah, we made it to Friday, and I was so glad to finish filming this video, because when I say this video stressed me, I had to wake up like, let's say 20 minutes earlier than I usually do, so that whatever I'm recording would not affect our daily routine. So as usual, you already know now, the babe at the bottom with her cutlery, everything pink. And yeah, there was no light. I told you guys 3 days out of the 5 days I recorded this thing, there was no light, which was so frustrating. Imagine in the morning when everybody is trying to get ready for work and you have to battle with no light. But anyways, we made it work. And yeah, she had soda crackers for her snack and Ribena for her drink on this day. There is no complete lunch without a bottle of water. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if you have a routine for lunch preparation for your kids, if you have kids, and tell me if you have other recipes that I probably might incorporate. These are not the only things I give my daughter to school, but you know, these are some of the beautiful things that she loves to eat, and I enjoy doing them. So I'll see you guys in my next one. Please let us meet in the comment section. Bye.